Winning the Super Bowl MVP requires a supreme work ethic and drive, paired with a knack for showing up in the clutch on the biggest stage. Jalen Hurts winning the award in Super Bowl 59 is a testament to his consistency.
Hate that you said he wasn't a top 10 quarterback? Hate that you said he couldn't throw the ball? Hate that he got over when push came to shove?
As a principled professional whose life revolves around a routine to maximize his potential on and off of the field. But as confetti rained down in New Orleans, a new question emerged. What made Jalen Hurts so good?
Jalen Hurts has turned himself into an MVP caliber player.
Well, in today's video, we're going to take you inside the daily routine of the Eagles quarterback, from training and nutrition to mindset and off-field passions. This is how he went from the most doubted quarterback to one of the most dominant quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. Jalen Hurts' Texas roots play a huge part in his day-to-day life, especially when he's far from home in Philly. Born and raised just outside of Houston in Channelview, the young Hurts enjoyed an upbringing steeped in family and football. His father was the head coach for the local high school football team, giving Jalen a strong supporting foundation, which has clearly stuck with him ever since. Jalen and his brother would often attend games as ball boys, and starting in 5th grade, sat in on some drills and team meetings with his father. From a very young age, this impressed the importance of preparation on Jalen as one of the many aspects of his childhood that revolved around football. He's credited his mother with instilling a strong religious faith in him as well, which has afforded Jalen the invaluable perspective when faced with frequent adversity on the field. In a recent interview with GQ, Jalen stressed that reading his daily devotional, which provides a different scriptural reading for every day of the year, is a critical part of his routine. Reading scripture before journaling is Jalen Hurts' preferred way to start his day, establishing the mental clarity and fortitude that he has become increasingly known for. He mainly credits his faith for keeping him humble and hopeful, which are a main pillar of his life. And now, whether it was downing local powerhouse North Shore High School under the Friday Night Lights, or leading Bama to a national championship appearance as a freshman just to be benched in that same game a year later, Hurts' calmness under pressure when he first stepped into the local and eventual national spotlight speaks to his maturity beyond his years. And apart from the scripturing and just journaling that he does every day, he has yet another member of his family to thank for that. Another crucial part of his daily routine are Jalen's calls with his grandmother.
You want me to hang up and you could call me?
No, we on the phone now.
He credits her for giving him wisdom and no doubt some of the catchy one-liners he's always throwing out. These calls are just another example of Hurts' family-first approach to life, as they can happen at any time and he's always ready for them, even mid-interview in this case. And I mean, truthfully, Jalen has kind of just carried that perspective and just wisdom with him throughout his entire footballing career. Even with plenty of people doubting him, in his 3rd year coming back to Bama, he rebounded to have an amazing year in 2019 at Oklahoma. And while he was criminally overlooked upon his entry into the league, Jalen remains steadfast, never in doubt of his ability. His relentless drive has caused his older brother to nickname Jalen the Robot. And yes, that might sound a little bit dramatic, but when you take a look at just how dedicated he is to success, it becomes clear that this is more than just fraternal teasing. The Eagles quarterback has gone routinely viral for some of his insane lifts over the course of his collegiate and pro career. But the lift that perhaps shows the most about his career wasn't even caught on camera. The morning after he was benched in favor of Tua Tagovailoa in the 2018 National Championship, which for most players would spell an abrupt end to their career with the program, Jalen showed up at the Tide's weight room, and he led a workout with some rowdy freshmen to show them the Bama way. Like, I mean, even after one of the most public forms of humiliation for a quarterback, Hurts was never going to be distracted from his mission, and just a year later, in that exact same stadium where he had been benched, he led a comeback win over Georgia in the SEC championship game. Hurts does frequently lift with his linemen, on occasion even outdoing them sometimes, marrying his outstanding natural strength and athleticism with persistent training. His work in the weight room has translated into one of the most unstoppable plays in the NFL. And yes, of course, I'm talking about the brotherly shove. Like, it's no coincidence that the Eagles have been automatic in short yardage situations with Hurts under center. The guy never takes a day off, which has earned him quite a reputation amongst his teammates. And now look, Jalen Hurts, yeah, he takes the first one in, last last one out kind of mentality to a whole new level in the NFL. His teammates and coaches have confirmed that he arrives around 5 a.m. and in some cases doesn't leave the facility until 9:30 p.m. On one occasion in the 2022 season, he even told head coach Nick Sirianni to come in on their day off to go over film with him. Studying the game is just as important to Jalen as any other part of his day, explaining to NBC Philadelphia how he struggled to handle a disruption to his routine following a concussion in 2024. He went on to say that you go through a routine every day, and being out of that is a challenge. Obviously, dealing with different symptoms ain't fun either. Being away from the guys was difficult. Being away from the game, being able to challenge yourself to progress and get better. I mean, look, whether he's working out, watching film, or in recovery, Hurts lives and breathes football. After game days, he prioritizes his time in the cold tub and sleep to help his body recover. In the minimal time he spends outside of the NovaCare complex when he's in Philly, Hurts lives in his $2,000 a month rental in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. He's been there since he was on his rookie deal back in 2020, despite signing a sizable 5-year, $255 million deal in 2023. He keeps things simple, largely for the sake of remaining focused on his performance. I mean, truthfully, that's just an admirable display of self-control with the amount of money at his disposal. And don't worry, because if you're wondering where he spends that extra just cash he has lying around, we're gonna get to that in a second. But I mean, as is the case with most athletes, there are many aspects of his daily routine that change in the offseason. When Jalen isn't obligated to be in Philadelphia, he often returns home to Texas, where the bulk of his investments in real estate lies. While at the start of his career, he would typically stay with family when he returned home, Hurts started to splurge on property around Houston. He started by purchasing a house for $215,000 his rookie year before stepping it up with a $500,000 home in his mother's name 3 years later. Hurts then purchased himself a $6 million mansion in Texas, where the square footage is about 6,000 feet and the home sits on 10 acres of land, which is plenty of space to enjoy during the offseason. Oh, but if you think that's crazy, then Hurts went on to purchase the house next door for $2.68 million, reportedly to ensure his privacy, stay safe, and I mean, I don't blame him. The man values his peace. One of the many ways that he does maintain that peace, though, is through music. Jalen has a robust vinyl collection with some of the artists that confirm a unique taste for someone in their mid-20s.
Like 2 years ago, I wanted something unique, something that kind of, made my space different. Frankie Beverly is by far my favorite artist ever.
It doesn't take much to realize he's an old soul, but a vinyl collection composed of music exclusively from before when he was born makes it seem that Hurts is a man of the bygone era. He makes sure to pay homage to the classics and other aspects of his life as well. Jalen often rocks up to games in throwback fits, not afraid to take risks from time to time. I mean, even when it comes to cars, Hurts proudly shops used vehicles, paying off his Ford Mustang from college with his first NFL check. Shortly thereafter, he purchased a used Cadillac CTS, then starred in a commercial for the dealership from which the car was purchased from, implying that he's probably got a sweet discount from them. He then did add a Nissan Titan to his fleet, but the car which caught the most attention was a rare splurge from the quarterback. He was spotted pulling up to the Eagles vs. Jags game in 2024 in a sleek 2025 BMW M8 competition. Add to that an eye-catching jewelry collection, and there's no doubt that Jalen Hurts is becoming increasingly more comfortable spending his hard-earned cash. All of this is to say that on a day-to-day basis, Hurts has a wealth of options to choose from when it comes to the clothes and jewelry he wears, to even the cars he drives. I mean, look, when you're the face of an entire NFL franchise, the way in which you portray yourself to the fans and media can be extremely decisive in how you are received as a player. Jalen's elegant, mature, and measured style choices toe the line between legitimately expressing his personal taste and occasionally showing off for the fans. All of this discipline obviously does come with some sacrifice, and it kind of came in the one aspect of his life of where he just kind of has to make more significant just trade-offs with the food that he does consume. Like, I mean, of course, fueling your body for the grueling workouts and the sheer physicality of games in the NFL is certainly not for the faint heart. One of Jalen's childhood routines was to eat a 2-piece Tuesday special at Popeyes, and he has openly professed his love for crawfish, a regional specialty. But it comes as no surprise that neither of those have any picture in the diet of an elite athlete, as Hurts has to cut out all fried food. Instead, he focuses on eating greens, lean protein, and drinking tons of water. He definitely will still sneak in some Louisiana hot sauce on everything though, something of a guilty pleasure for one of the NFL's most regimented players. And while it may be tough, making the most of every opportunity is the only way that Jalen Hurts knows how to live. He even earned a master's degree just months after playing in the Super Bowl, seeing out his education with little to no incentive other than his personal satisfaction. Or maybe perhaps it had to do something with matching the accomplishments of his fiancée, Bree Burrows. The pair met while attending the University of Alabama, where Burrows followed up her undergraduate career with an MBA from the M. Anderson School of Business, before embarking on a sales career at IBM. Hurts was only able to match the postgraduate accomplishment years after the fact, captioning photos of the graduation ceremony, "I know mama would be proud of this one." And yes, while the caption may sound like a generic thing to say, Hurts' mother actually went back to school for her master's after years of working as a special education teacher, giving the phrase a new meaning. It's a testament to Jalen's persistency for drawing inspiration from those around him, particularly from his family members. Away from the classroom and the gridiron, Hurts has made a point of giving back to the community. From his college days where he always made time for fans, to the pros where he has had greater means to make an impact. Shortly after establishing the Jalen Hurts Foundation, the Eagles quarterback donated $200,000 to install AC units in underserved schools across Philadelphia. The foundation has countless outreach initiatives and mentorship programs to help underprivileged youth in the city find direction and purpose in their lives. Patients at the Philadelphia Children's Hospital were responsible for Jalen's My Cause, My Cleats in 2024, just another way where he is further immersing himself in the city's DNA off the field. On the field, however, his exploits in the Super Bowl cemented his place as a legend in the city of brotherly love. His near flawless night, which consisted of 221 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air with a 77.3 completion rate to go along with a record-setting 72 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground, was the culmination of every ounce of work, every resulting action, with his obsession with greatness finally vindicated on the grandest stage of them all. The poise, that unwavering self-confidence that has been in him forever, afforded Jalen and the Eagles some sweet revenge on the Chiefs, making this win even more special for the entire fan base. And judging purely off his face in these photos, no part of winning Super Bowl MVP meant more to Jalen Hurts than the free trip to Walt Disney World. And who knows, maybe that'll become a part of his routine as well.